evening, ladies and gentlemen. Oscar Wilde once said that we are all in the gutter, but some of us are looking at the stars. 10 years ago, I sat where you all are seated now, at this very school, sitting in these very same seats full of peers who I was sure were so smart, so self-assured, but basically I was certain that they knew everything, and I was certain that I knew nothing. On that day, my heart was pounding. I was finally about to leave the nest, and I had no idea at all where I was going. Then, driving home, my mother and I inevitably began talking about my future. My mom recognized my worry. She, the woman who'd picked me up when I'd fallen down countless times before, was there yet again to show me that I wasn't alone to face the future. That car ride, I learned an important lesson, that my family, my friends, my community always have my back. And once you grow to accept yourself, flaws and features together, then you're able to realize how you fit into the community and the family around you. Like my mother, you all have support networks who love you, cheer you on, and push you forward, but often go unnoticed. And you all, too, must know that though you may feel alone on this journey, every single step of the way you're being rooted for. Those people are supporting you and want nothing for you but the best. They believe in you, so believe in their beliefs. But most importantly, believe in yourself and follow your own North Star. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good evening.
Find the courage to never give up and always stay coachable. Staying coachable. Now, what does that mean? I remember these words from my principal and coach, Mr. Chris Crumpler. These words remained with me since the first very day I saw him. As a player and Wolfpack coach, my interpretation of what he was conveying to me are as follows. 1, listen carefully to instructions. 2, always show up on time. 3, always be prepared for the game or whatever task is before you. 4, be respectful both on and off the court, especially when communicating with one another. 5, be disciplined in your appearance, because most people examine your outer layers before they really open the seal to really see what's inside a person. You are about to enter a world where you have to remain focused on your goals and aspirations. A world that will introduce you to some of the most difficult challenges imaginable. I had one of these experiences at the age of 14, where my dad unexpectedly passed away. Although I had this experience and it was a terrible outcome, I rose.
As a senior, I know that there is a lot of pressure put on you, and you are all very busy individuals. However, I do hope that my message captures your attention for just a few minutes, and that it can help you, inspire you, and reassure you to push yourself to the best of your ability in your senior year of high school and the rest of your life. As a student of Monster Agnes Academy, it honestly does not seem that long since I was in your position, sitting in the same spots that you were. I joined MSA in the middle of grade 7, when I moved from Peru to Bermuda. Immediately, I felt at home. The small size of MSA gave me the chance to better connect with all the teachers, staff, and most importantly, my class. You may ask why I put an emphasis on the class. Well, I believe that your class is like your family. Whether you have been with them since kindergarten or not, these are the people you spend most of your day with. The people you interact with, are able to relate to, and share memories with. Thank you.
Emotional, physical, and spiritual connections are all parts of real connections. Real connections involve allowing yourself to be vulnerable. to let yourself be known to those who care about you. It is not about wearing a mask or the desire to be perfect. Of course, there are people who would take advantage of you. But I'm here to say, don't be desperate. When we are desperate, our standards lower and our minds are clouded and we forget what we really and truly want, a strong, healthy relationship or connection. Some people consider themselves as such outcasts that they see themselves disabled and not differently abled. When you find that person and they accept you, without judgment, a real connection is formed. While trying to establish a real connection a few times, you may get burned, yes. But the important thing is wisdom and perseverance. Remember, everything needs a connection in order to work. Even what I'm doing right now, at this very moment, is crucial. Be poised. Do not attempt to form a connection with someone who has had a bad connection or does not have the ability to form healthy connections. Make wise decisions and continue to try to connect with only those who will build you up and not bring you down. Real connections are necessary in order to thrive in life. No matter what you are dealing with, you do not have to go through it alone. And that is my message. Take off that mask. Be authentically you. The payoffs will be worth it.
I read an article by Scotch H. Young that broke balance down into 3 parts. Part 1, increase the quality of your work and leisure activities. By working more productively and spending your leisure time on truly enjoyable activities, it is easier to be more satisfied and therefore balanced. Part 2, monitor and take control of your energy. Now I know what you're thinking, this sounds weird. But when you begin to feel drained by difficult work, take breaks that will really help you to take control of your inner energy. Furthermore, proper physical care of your body through diet and exercise will have its proper physical care through diet and exercise will give you more energy, making it easier to increase the quality of your activities. Part 3, ensure that one area of your life doesn't overcome the other. Because there is often a great deal of need and urgency attached to work, it is easy for it to destroy leisure time that we need to survive as human beings. Planning is often the best way to guarantee that we have a certain amount of leisure time in advance. Achieving balance is difficult and will take some time and practice. However, being balanced has its benefits. Being a balanced person will allow you more options to be civically engaged. For example, in your leisure time, you might become an active volunteer, like I became, for Bermuda Aquarium, Museum and Zoo. This has given me the option to experiment with career choice as well. In conclusion, I challenge you to go out, step outside your comfort zone, and enjoy your activities. Thank you very much.
Oftentimes, I get people ask me, how did you get to become where you are today? And it's always interesting when I give them my answer, because I tell them, there was never a day where I woke up and made a concrete decision. I always told myself, I really want to do this. Here's what I can bring to the table, and I'm going to work 110% to make that successful. Having said this so far, I'm pleased to stand before you here today and tell you that the future is promised nothing but greatness by the class of 2028. Over the past week, I've had the opportunity to meet with the class and hear about their college plans, goals, and all the memories they've shared over the past 4 years. And while some were overwhelmed with excitement and scholarships they've received, others were simply not sure in which direction they was heading yet. And I strongly encourage you to embrace this feeling of uncertainty. Don't fret because others receive that old boy's Berkeley tie. Trust the process that God has in store for you. Believe it or not, there was a time in which I walked those exact same hallways as you did. And those escalators that you have now were once 182 steps from the first floor to the 5th floor every single day. And anybody that went to my school at my time can attest to that. As the deputy head boy, student council president, and Mr. In the Know, there were 2 times where I walked those exact same hallways not knowing what my next step of the journey would be. Because I too did not receive an old boy's Berkeley tie, or even a full ride to my dream college, or even end up with my high school sweetheart for that matter. But I did though. I would soon find out this time that I was only writing the introduction to the story of my life. You see, because it was after this that everything started to change. Not because the universe was magically doing it for me, but because I was hungry to be successful. Thank you so much for your time tonight, and best of luck to the class of 2028. The world expects great things from every single one of you.
Here we are. Wow, class of 2028. This is indeed an honor. Congratulations on reaching the end of this chapter of your lives. It is hard to believe that 10 years have passed since I sat where you are today. Time really does fly, and at an accelerated speed. Today, I stand before you as a proud alumnus of this great institution, Bermuda Institute. A school designed to prepare young men and women for service on earth and a lifetime in eternity. Today, my words are simple. Change begins with you. We have witnessed some of the most dynamic grassroots social movements of change in the last 20 years. Some of you may remember the Me Too movement, where women all across the United States and the world decided to stand up to male sexual harassment in the workforce and to communicate, enough is enough. The spark that ignited this movement involved 1 or 2 brave women taking a stand and deciding change must start with me. According to BBC News, strong women such as Ashley Judd and Rose McGowan stood up to Harvey Weinstein, a Hollywood producer, to bring awareness to the problem and to demand a change. As a result of their bravery, thousands of women all around the world decided that they too can stand. And today, 10 years later, we live in a world where sexual harassment in the workplace is almost non-existent. World changing.